What if the secret to living longer isn't hidden inside an expensive supplement bottle or the latest superfood trend? Every year, millions of people spend billions of dollars chasing the next miracle food: exotic berries from remote mountains, powdered roots you've never heard of, rare seeds, celebrity-endorsed wellness drinks, and supplements with promises that sound almost too good to be true. But here's what's fascinating. When scientists study the diets of some of the world's longest living populations, they don't keep finding exotic ingredients. Instead, they keep finding the same simple foods showing up again and again. Foods that are affordable. Foods that are easy to find. Foods that many of us walk right past in the grocery store every week. Today, we're separating marketing from science. We'll compare trendy superfoods with the foods that longevity researchers consistently find in healthy aging populations. And stick around until the end, because we're going to give you a simple longevity shopping list you can start using this week. And one of the most powerful foods on that list costs less than a cup of coffee. When researchers began investigating places where people regularly live into their 90s and even beyond 100, they expected to uncover extraordinary diets and hidden nutritional secrets. Instead, they discovered something much more practical. The people who tend to live the longest often eat remarkably simple foods. Not occasionally. Not during a special cleanse. Not during a 30-day challenge. They eat them consistently for decades. The lesson wasn't that one magical food unlocks longevity. It was that long-term health often comes from ordinary habits repeated over and over again. Organizations such as the National Institute on Aging, Harvard School of Public Health, and researchers studying long-lived populations have repeatedly found that dietary patterns matter more than nutritional fads. And that's great news. Because it means you don't need a complicated diet. You don't need a shelf full of supplements. And you certainly don't need to spend a fortune. Let's start with a food that almost nobody gets excited about, but longevity researchers absolutely love. Food number 1, beans, the real superfood. If there were a longevity hall of fame, beans would probably be the first inductee. Not goji berries. Not exotic mushrooms. Not miracle powders. Beans. Black beans. Chickpeas. Lentils. Kidney beans. Simple foods that have been feeding people for thousands of years. Researchers who study long-lived populations frequently notice one common pattern: legumes show up again and again. Why? Because they're nutritional powerhouses. They're rich in fiber. Packed with plant protein. They help support stable blood sugar levels. And they feed beneficial gut bacteria. In fact, research supported by institutions like Harvard University has consistently linked higher consumption of legumes with improved overall health and lower risk of chronic disease. The funny thing is that beans have a serious marketing problem. Nobody posts a glamorous photo of a bowl of lentils and calls it life-changing. There's no celebrity launching a luxury bean cleanse. But while trendy products come and go, the science keeps circling back to the same humble food. Sometimes the most powerful nutrition isn't exciting. It's effective. And speaking of misunderstood foods, the next item spent decades being unfairly blamed for health problems. Food number 2, olive oil, fat that loves you back. For years, many people believed that eating fat automatically led to poor health. So grocery stores filled with low-fat products. Fat-free snacks. Fat-free desserts. Fat-free everything. But while people were avoiding healthy fats, some of the healthiest populations in the world were doing something completely different. They were generously using extra virgin olive oil. Researchers studying Mediterranean dietary patterns have repeatedly found associations between olive oil consumption and better heart health. One of the most influential studies in this area, the PREDIMED trial conducted in Spain, found that a Mediterranean-style diet rich in extra virgin olive oil was associated with significant cardiovascular benefits. Olive oil contains healthy monounsaturated fats and plant compounds known as polyphenols that help combat oxidative stress. Think about it. Many highly processed health snacks contain ingredient lists that take up half the package. Meanwhile, one of the healthiest foods on the planet has exactly one ingredient: olives. Sometimes simpler really is better. And our next longevity food proves that health doesn't come from a 3-day detox. Food number 3, leafy greens, the daily advantage. If you've ever been tempted by a juice cleanse or a detox drink promising to reset your body overnight, you're not alone. The idea is appealing. Drink something special for a few days and magically undo years of unhealthy habits. But that's not how longevity works. People who age well aren't detoxing for 3 days. They're eating nutritious foods for decades. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens consistently appear in healthy dietary patterns around the world. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. Research from institutions including Rush University has found that regular consumption of leafy green vegetables is associated with better cognitive aging. Think of leafy greens like a retirement account. One salad won't change your life, but thousands of salads over the course of years. That's where the magic happens. And speaking of small daily habits with big long-term returns, let's talk about one of the easiest snacks you can add to your routine. Food number 4, nuts, small food, big impact. Here's a funny thought. Many people spend more time researching a new phone charger than they do choosing their daily snacks. Yet those snack choices may have a much bigger impact on their future. Nuts may be small, but their nutritional profile is incredibly impressive. Walnuts, almonds, pistachios. These foods contain healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds linked to overall health. Research from Harvard and other major institutions has repeatedly observed associations between regular nut consumption and improved long-term health outcomes. And here's what makes nuts so powerful. They're convenient. No preparation. No special recipe. No expensive equipment. Just a handful a day. Sometimes longevity isn't about adding something complicated. It's about replacing a less healthy option with a better one. And now we come to one of the most controversial foods on today's list. Carbohydrates. Food number 5, whole grains, the comeback food. Over the years, carbohydrates have become one of nutrition's biggest villains. For some people, all carbs became bad carbs. But that's an oversimplification. The longest-lived populations on Earth don't necessarily avoid carbohydrates. Instead, they often choose carbohydrates that are minimally processed. Foods like oats, barley, brown rice, whole wheat. Researchers from Harvard and numerous public health institutions have consistently linked whole grain consumption with better health outcomes compared to refined grains. Here's a simple rule. The goal isn't eliminating every carb. The goal is choosing carbs that still resemble the foods they came from. An oat still looks like an oat. A barley grain still looks like barley. The closer a food remains to its natural form, the more likely it is to retain the nutrients that made it valuable in the first place. And our next food proves that you don't need to buy something rare or exotic to get impressive health benefits. Food number 6, berries, the research favorite. Walk through any health food store and you'll see expensive imported berries marketed like they're nature's greatest secret. But here's the good news. You don't need a berry harvested from a remote mountaintop. Common berries can be nutritional superstars. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, Raspberries. Research supported by organizations including the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center has highlighted the beneficial compounds found in berries, particularly antioxidants known as anthocyanins. These compounds help protect cells from oxidative stress. And here's an important money-saving tip. Frozen berries are often just as nutritious as fresh berries. Sometimes they're even frozen shortly after harvesting, helping preserve their nutritional value. Your longevity plan doesn't need to be expensive. It just needs to be consistent. And now we're entering one of the most exciting areas of modern nutrition science. Your gut. Food number 7, fermented foods, the gut health connection. Inside your digestive system lives an enormous community of microorganisms known as the gut microbiome. Scientists are still uncovering its full role, but one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Your gut health influences far more than digestion. It may also affect immune function, metabolism, and overall health. That's one reason fermented foods have gained so much attention. Foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. These traditional foods have been part of human diets for generations. Recent research from institutions such as Stanford University has explored how fermented foods may help support microbial diversity within the gut. What's interesting is that long before scientists could study the microbiome, cultures around the world were already eating fermented foods regularly. Sometimes tradition figures things out long before science explains why. And now we arrive at the final food on our list. A food many people overlook while spending hundreds on supplements. Food number 8, fish, quality over complexity. Walk into a supplement store and you'll find entire aisles dedicated to heart health and brain health. But many people overlook one of the most nutrient-dense foods available. Fatty fish. Salmon. Sardines. Mackerel. These fish provide omega-3 fatty acids that have been extensively studied for their role in supporting heart and brain health. Organizations such as the American Heart Association have long recommended regular fish consumption as part of a heart-healthy dietary pattern. What's remarkable is how often people search for nutrients in capsule form while ignoring foods that naturally contain those same nutrients. That's not to say supplements never have a place. But food first remains one of the most consistent themes in nutrition research. And when you look at the eating habits of healthy aging populations, that pattern becomes hard to ignore. The simple longevity shopping list. Let's put everything together. If you wanted a simple longevity-focused grocery list, it could look something like this: beans and legumes, extra virgin olive oil, leafy greens, nuts, whole grains, berries, fermented foods, fish. Now notice what's not on this list. No miracle powder. No secret ingredient. No celebrity-endorsed superfood. No product that costs hundreds of dollars a month. Just simple foods supported by decades of research and commonly found in the diets of healthy aging populations. That's encouraging. Because long-term health doesn't need to be complicated. In conclusion, when people imagine longevity, they often picture breakthroughs, revolutionary discoveries, and hidden secrets. But the truth is usually much simpler. Longevity isn't built through dramatic changes. It's built through ordinary choices repeated over and over again. Meal after meal. Week after week. Year after year. The people who live the longest don't seem to rely on nutritional shortcuts. Instead, they fill their plates with simple foods, eat them consistently, and allow time to do what time does best. So the next time a flashy superfood promises extraordinary results, remember this: the most powerful longevity foods are often the ones you've been walking past in the grocery store all along. If you enjoyed this video, let us know by hitting the like button. And tell us in the comments, which of these longevity foods do you already eat every week? Don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed health and wellness content designed to help you live better, feel stronger, and stay healthier for years to come. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.